Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. We're going to do a commentary video from the replay for Total War Rome 2, Macedon vs Arevaci, so another Macedon vs Barbarian quote-unquote battle. My opponent's name is Rhougion, in command of the Arevaci. Let's go look at the troops here. So my opponent has 2 noble fighters, one being his general, 3 Balearic slingers, 1 Iberian slinger, 3 Cantabrian cav, 1 Celtiberian cav, 2 Scutarii spears, 4 Scutarii swords, and 2 painted warriors. I have a Royal Peltus, 2 Aspis companions, 3 Rhodian slingers, 5 regular slingers, and 4 thorax swords, and 3 Thurio spears. So I went pretty heavy on the slingers, and I hid my skirmishers and my my cav in this forest here. And the rest of my army is taunting my opponent out in the open. See this? These are all my spears and swords and whatnot. So my opponent has some cav out in the open. Cantabrian cav, good for skirmishing. More Cantabrian cav. You can see some of his painted warriors out there. Scutarii spears, Iberian cav. Remember, he only has 1 Iberian cav. There's some more visible units. Most of his troops are in the forest, so there's more Scutarii. Unit just disappeared. Anyways, he's gonna move these guys over. That's his Cantabrian cav. He sees that I have no skirmishers right here, so he's gonna come around and just pelt my troops from behind using his skirmish cav here.
Why not give up now and spare yourselves?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Here they go.
Double time.
So I'm just gonna turn my guys around. There's another unit right here near my slingers. So as they get close, all my slingers open fire on this unit. They're still missing though. Okay, now they killed 5, 6, 9 horses right here. He did not see my slingers hanging out in the forest, so he lost a dozen horses due to that. So I think he should have been a little bit more careful when approaching those woods. You never know what's inside those woods there. So knowing it's half the battle, he's not going to go back that way, at least for now. So these guys are back. The Cantabrian cav on this side. See how close they are? I'm going to turn my Thurio spears around. And when I turn them around, they will throw their javelins. They're going to act like they're Romans here. There you go. And that's actually going to hurt some of his guys. Looks like he lost a dozen horses there, too. So I say round 1 goes to me here. That's just for the skirmishing. But yeah, all my slingers are here. My regular slingers and my Rhodian slingers. And I have my 2 Aspis in here too, just to ward off enemy cav intrusions here. There's another unit coming out of hiding from the opponent. It's another Cantabrian cav unit. This one's a 60, from 60. So it's 100% right now.
At speed.
So we're kind of just, testing each other right now. Testing the waters here, see what we can get away with. So I'm gonna start rushing out my Rhodian slingers here. They have the range. So now they're visible. They're gonna poke out of the tree line and start hitting these guys over here. So this guy lost 9 horses over here. Now 10. Now it's 20. 27 horses lost. All right. So now he brings out his slingers. And they seem to be unsupported at this moment, so I did have aspirations of taking out my cav and just bashing into these guys. Unfortunately, my slingers opened fire here, which is okay, but I really wish I would have got a little bit closer so that my cav could have came in there and just taken out at least one of those slingers, because later on they'll be a little bit more crucial in this battle. So maybe I should have let him get closer. I'm going to reshuffle my army here. I'm going to put my Rhodian slingers in between my thorax swords and my Thurio spears. I'm going to leave my regular slingers out in the trees here, plus my Aspis. This guy knows that I have a lot of missiles in the forest here. He's going to come out with all of his troops now. Scutarii, noble fighters, Scutarii spears, painted warriors, and plus the slingers are coming back too. So if this guy decides he's going to come back here, Fortunately, my guys are missing. Might be able to rock all the trees in the way, perhaps. But he comes in with these guys, and they're not taking that many casualties, to be honest. So he does get a pretty good lick in on my slingers on this side. And I respawn kind of late with my cav. Here they come. Slowly but surely, they're trotting over there. This guy's gonna rush in and start working out my slingers. Meanwhile, this guy sees an opening on my Rhougion slingers, and he goes in for a charge with his depleted Canterbury cav. But I just pull my Royal Peltis back, and plus the supporting rock fire from my slingers is going to destroy that intrusion right there from his troops here. So it looks like one of my slingers are starting to waver, but I managed to pull them out in time. I'm pulling them out because my opponent's also bringing up his foot units too, so I don't want to mess with that. So now I gotta also pull back my Aspis companions, because I don't want to deal with these spearmen up close. So I'm gonna pull back. So I bruise these guys a little bit, his Celtiberian cav, but it's not worth staying in there just to get counter bruised by those Scutari spears. I'm gonna rush out of there. And at this point, my slingers are out over here too. So he's gonna bring up the rest of his troops. I got my slingers shooting over the heads of my front line of thorax swords. So that's a cool matchup. Rhougion slingers versus Balearic slingers. Noble fighters are pretty rough. Alright, so he is still coming in with his foot units here. So I gotta keep pulling my guys back. And I got some of my slingers. I got this one unit of slingers right here. I'm trying to support my units retreating by attacking these guys from the flanks. And they really haven't done that much damage to these spears. See that? They're trying, but they're not really taking out too many of them. So now they're in a crossfire. Now they'll take more casualties. These guys did not retreat. They must have missed the memo. So there's a bit more casualties now. Alright, another intrusion here by his dudes. Those are Celtiberian cav. They were attacking my forest a few minutes ago, about a minute ago. But they too bite the dust. They only had 19 when they came over here, so that's not enough to destroy my slingers. Here's another intrusion here from the other side. Iberian cav, that's a better one. But at this point I brought back my Aspis to deal with that one. But managed to deal with them. So now he's gonna push up his melee foot units here. These guys are pretty rough. I'm gonna charge in. Time to test Macedonian swords against the Arevaci swords and spears. So yeah, as I was pulling my slingers back, one of his units got isolated here. That's another unit of Scutari cav. He got a pretty good throw in on those Aspis companions. Take out some of my guys. Advance! Retreat kind of slow again, but they managed to get out of there. But yeah, meanwhile, just showering these dudes from different directions from my slingers. So they're really not taking that many casualties. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of missile fire coming, but they're not really getting too disturbed by my rocks there. And here, you can see my thorax swords are actually getting bested by these Scutarii. See, my guys are down to 67 from 120. His guys are only down to 98 from 120. So he seems to be killing my guys a lot faster. And of course, these noble fires are destroying my thorax swords. I'm gonna send in my cav. Now, I was in a dilemma here. Take out his slingers, who are causing me a lot of damage too, or go for rear charges on his dudes. In retrospect, I probably should have went for rear charges on his infantry, like immediately. But I felt like his slingers were also doing a lot of damage. But in retrospect, I should have supported my infantry more with hammer and anvil strikes. It was a tactical choice. I made my choice, and it was a wrong one. Meanwhile, these guys are starting to break over here. They're going for my general. I started hitting them from behind with my slingers. Those are his Scutari spears, so cleared that front. Unfortunately, his general's back here too. So like I said to my general. My general's down to 59, by the way. He took some damage earlier. But these are all my slingers. Well, these are all my regular slingers. My Rhougion slingers were up here. Most of them have pretty much bit the dust by now. So I'm gonna rush in my Royal Peltist general unit. Try to save my through spears here. But he has Scutarii and Noble Fighters. It's kind of a mismatch on that sector. And over here, I really didn't expect his guys to roll over my Thorax swords like that. But yeah, that's why I should have supported my infantry from behind with my Aspis. But instead I went for his slingers. So now I can't launch any more effective hammer and naval strikes because there's no more anvil. Anvil has all but disappeared. See that? They're all gone. So now I'm down to my unit of cav. I'm trying to take out this unit of slingers right here before I retreat completely. And all I have left are my 5 units of regular slingers. So I'm going to pull back a little bit, but look at all those units that he has. So I'm still trying to retreat. So, he does have another slinger unit out here. Yeah, those guys, they're at 71. They're going to cause a lot of damage to my horses right here. I mean, not now, but later on. Meanwhile, his painted warriors are... all of his foot units are tossing crap at my horses. I lost quite a bit of horses trying to escape.
Get ready. Advance at speed.
So what's wrong with my companions here? If they turn around, this is what they would see.
Riders,
the trees.
advance.
It's a very unfriendly forest.
Oh, help is coming.
Is it? Still chasing. So I'm doing what I can do, and that's consolidate my slingers. And I want to use focus fire whatever troops I can. Meanwhile, my Aspis are still down to a dozen horses. They've gained experience, but they're way too depleted at this point. There goes some of my fallen comrades there, limping away from the battle. And I didn't know how close the slingers were, but you're gonna see that they're still pretty close because they start to shoot my guys here in a second. Oh, we'll go back to that later. Yeah, meanwhile, my regular slingers are focusing fire on any of his units. At first I was focusing fire on his general, but he moved his general out of the way. I started to focus fire on these guys. But that's the front. Their shields are pretty tough. Tough enough against rocks anyways, so I'm not taking out too many of them right now. Go back over here. These guys are just chilling here. Oh, I think they start taking fire when I move them closer over here. What I wanted to do is what I wanted to do was get better observation on my opponent's troops with these guys, because you know how they're kind of in the forest with my Aspis there. They can see a little bit more. I wasn't sure if he was hiding units or not. So this way I stroll a little bit closer. Let's go ride with them again. You're gonna see just how soon they start taking fire here. Here we go. Taking shots now. Like, oh, thanks, Commander. Thanks for putting us in that situation. So they start to break. Pretty much gonna be toast here.
Follow me. Advance at speed.
But let's focus here, because you know that my Aspis are a lost cause at this point. So here, yeah, I want to resist as much as I can, but I still have quite a bit of slingers. Like if they get uncontested fire on a single unit for a period of time here, then they could they might be able to dent the opponent's armor there. Like figuratively speaking. Fortunately, they're not really killing too many of these guys.
Advance at speed. Attack quickly now.
It's a pretty big concentration of fire, but they're not taking out enough of them. All right, we're gonna watch these guys disappear. My Aspis. So long, Aspis. At about this point, I kissed my Aspis goodbye. All right. So this is really just, it's pretty much over. But you never know. I still wanted to see what I can do. I mean, if I could just cause like a chain route, on these frontline units, then consolidate here. Then I might be able to work on these guys. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to that stage.
Yes, come on. No!
I stop my men here and start to shoot at these guys. So yeah, from here, this is the better firing angle. So I believe I actually almost rout one of these units here, but they come back from routing here. We're just going to watch this carnage. And these were the slingers here that killed my Aspis, these guys. So yeah, definitely a lost battle. Oh, that hurt.
Orders understood.
And it's kind of funny, we have the same exact amount of troops. I think it's like 1,800, I think. But yeah, I called GG to my opponent at this point. Actually, a little bit earlier than this. So we're going to look at the damage here. So yeah, he pretty much whooped me in this fight. I quite enjoyed it though. Let's see. On his side, most kills went to his general, it looks like. That's his noble fighter unit. They hacked down many of my Thurio spears, thorax swords, and probably my royal peltas unit as well. This unit killed a lot too, these painted warriors. On my side, it looks like my Aspis got the most kills. This guy got 241 kills. Anyways, good game to my opponent. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I really did.